where I talk about what's morally right. Moral High Ground is on multiple uh, music playing platforms. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts. I mean, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts. I have to look at the thing. But anyway, so yeah, I'm like everywhere and nowhere all at once. So today's episode, I'm talking about love. Just straight up simple. I'm talking about love and loving someone. And so, because it's Valentine's Day, and you know, I was gonna do an episode like 2 days ago, but I've been kind of busy and whatnot. So I've been thinking, okay, let's talk about this day on this day, and let's talk about humans' basic feelings when it comes to this issue. Because honestly, I don't think no one out knows how to do it right. No one knows how to love. No one actually has that passion, that desire, that romance that everyone dreams about, or at least what most women dream about. As well as there's guys that have that strong want to be hugging and grubbing and getting down with a woman, but in the more intimate, seriously compassionate, desirable way. And I think a lot of it's been pushed under the rug, like swept under the rug, because all the heartache, all the pain and suffering and misery that people have been going through over the years with relationships. And I believe it's because people lost hope. They forgot how to feel, about things, because so much negativity in the world, too many things that can bring somebody down, and they just accepted it the way it is. And some people have fallen and was trapped with the same type of mate all the time that is either toxic or abusive or straight up just mentally ill. I mean, honestly. And it's not a good thing. I mean, what are we talking about here? We're talking about trying to find a person that we can call our soulmate, that we're connected with. That's a difficult task. If we're honestly thinking about it, that's truly a difficult thing. If the word itself, soulmate, okay, so how are you going to find your soulmate when there's billions and, upon billions of souls out there? It's difficult. It's extremely hard, and a lot of people will say, okay, well, you can find someone to love in church. Well, most people are fake in church. They go there to pretend that they like God because they like hearing the words. They like feeling like, they go there one day that God's got their back constantly, but they don't pick up the slack on what God requires of them. And so because they don't do that, then they don't really have that connection that they're acting like they have. And so God's more of a luxury, or once how can I say, not even a luxury. They use God as a form of like a little toy you would buy and you pick up and you put it away, and you just save it for that day, that one day, and you try to act like you're still excited about it, but you're really not. You're focused on other things in the room. It's pretty much like when you got the phone and you're sitting there, you're bored, and you pick your phone up and you're looking at stuff around the room, and you're like, oh, this movie's okay, but you're really not watching the movie or a phone. It's just you're in some weird limbo there where you're just confused about what you're trying to do. And so that's how love is in a way. People are just confused. They're there. They're just there. They're in a relationship. They're not knowing what's going on. But, they try to act like that relationship's strong, but it really isn't. And so, and the reason why I know it seemed like I went off topic, but I didn't, because church people in relationships, you can find some that are really serious and strong about the values and meaning of relationships by the words of God. And that's beautiful if you find that person, but a lot of them are there because they feel like they lost faith, they lost hope. And so it's like a recovering drug addict. They're trying to stay in a place where they can be around people who are recovering just like them. And so once they're in that room, their focus is trying to focus on that main thing. But they can get sidetracked by someone who isn't fully there that's still kind of going to wherever they're going to get whatever it is that's keeping them in there. You know, if that makes sense. But love is really hard and complicated and a destructive thing. In so many ways, you can destroy another person by playing games with their personality. I mean, just making fun of them, being someone that's pretending to care when you really don't. And let's be honest, there's people out there who will pretend to be your friend, your lover, and all that, but really they despise you. They envy you. They hate you. They want to suck that energy from you because they can't be that person you are. And so they will try to get as close as possible to you to stab you in the back. I mean, this is something that's gone on for ages, since the beginning of time. Men, and women, they do the same thing to both sexes. There could be a woman that hates a man and does all these things to him by pretending to get close through intimacy. A man will do the same thing to a woman through intimacy. And then, just on top of that, a woman will be jealous of another woman just because she wants what she has and can't get it for herself. Same thing with a guy. So, those are things you gotta watch out for, but there's a reason why we have boundaries. There's a reason why we have walls that we build up. And it happens because we've been betrayed. Or we're learned a lesson and we're not gonna let that lesson happen to us again. And even if the strongest person in the world will just sit back and say, oh, I went through this experience, I'm never going through it again, I guarantee you that thing will occur again. They will pop up somehow, and then they will go backpedal on the thing that they was holding strong to them, and it was keeping them away from that suffering, falling in that trap again. And they fall in that trap every time, especially when it comes to love, because honestly, you want somebody, you want to be happy, you want someone to make you happy, you want someone you can care about, that you desire, that you can see yourself with in the end. And I ain't talking about when you die. I'm just saying, like, as you get older, you need somebody there to help with your medical stuff and help you, pass time and enjoy things. And it might be some like medical things an issue. You get older, who's gonna take care of you? Are you gonna have kids to take care of you with? We need to be with somebody that you plan to have kids with, that you love and like and enjoy and have fun with. That way you have some interesting kids, that will look after you when you get older. And that's the whole point of the whole thing. You can honestly say, the way Valentine's is now, where people want to hook up, have sex, or show their love for one individual, to be able to, mate, as they would say, because it's not really a thing where people want to get married no more. When there's a vow you have to follow, an oath you have to live by. People don't have those no more. And I noticed this more than anything, and with this whole arrangement of, love and negotiation of trying to be in love with people, it's the ultimate thing that gets turned over constantly and kicked in the butt and slapped in the face, And so when it comes to marriage, they don't see it as a lifetime thing. They see it as a temporary thing. This divorce is more of a thing than anything. But here's the thing. People not getting married altogether is worse. And it means you never even tried to truly love somebody. And you have to think about that. Is your own selfish desires worth it? Like I said, you're going to get old. There's going to be someone you're going to need. You can get old and just assume to say you have siblings and say you have moms and dads and all that. But let's say in another scenario, you're the only person that survives. You outlive your parents, you outlive your siblings, you outlive your siblings' kids. Who's going to take care of you? Who's going to be there for you to hold you when you need that comfort, or to listen to you, that friendly ear? I think love needs to be analyzed in a certain way where it truly benefits both parties. Not just, oh, you look sexy, well, I'm going to be with you, and you're forcing someone to be with you, controlling, or back and forth, or whatever. That's not the way it works. It shouldn't be that complicated, but it is. It has to be the most complicated of emotions or idea of connection in the world. when hate comes off just pure. You know, they're just like, I hate you, straight to the point. You're done and over with. You feel like attacking people and whatnot. You know, that's how hate is, or anger, rage, whatever you want to call it. It's straight to the point. You know, happiness can be straight to the point too when you're doing something that truly makes you laugh, makes you happy. You know, you're going to watch a comedy with the intent to laugh, to make yourself feel happy. So it's straight to the point. But with love, it's all over the place. If you go to watch a love movie, you're not automatically getting the love emotions. You're getting sadness because there's sad parts in love movies. You're getting a laughter because it makes you laugh, and you're getting a whole like admiring, I'll say, because it's not your relationship you're watching someone else's relationship. You're getting the whole thing of admiring somebody else's love life, which is actually a bad thing if you think about it, because some people actually admire other people's relationships and tries to take over their relationships or separate the relationship altogether. So it's just like, wow, you can't win with this thing. Not in the 21st century. You can't win with love. It's just so twisted. It's just all like a roller coaster. And those of you that have kept a relationship from whenever to now, shit, you deserve a trophy, a reward. You deserve a Hall of Fame and everything else in between. And just keep on keeping on. And as long as you're married, just keep on making babies. Because obviously, and I say it a billion times all over this little show I do here, is that the human race is trying to extinguish itself. So those of you that are married and have been having children, just keep on having children and be like the Waltons and just make like 40 kids. And that way the population stays around. You know, honestly, I'm not the best at this whole concept, and with this holiday, I find it futile. I find it very lame, stupid, and annoying. Like, I truly do not care anymore this year. Does that mean that I am incapable of love? No, because Valentine's Day isn't just about loving one person. Is supposed to be an unconditional thing, like an unconditionally type thing, because you're supposed to love multiple things. You know, I think the whole American concept, and then on top of that, I mean, we know what the human heart looks like if you've seen a medical movie or documentary or anything. You know, been to nursing school or doctor school, whatever. You know what the real human heart looks like. But the Valentine's heart is just like these, you know, it's a butt when you bend over. You know, I actually literally drew a chick bending over by drawing a heart first. And I've done it multiple times. You know, you just draw the Valentine's Day heart, and then you can draw legs on the sides. You can draw the torso moving and the girl turning her head back. I drew that so many times. So it's just like, that's the obvious sign. It's for mating. I mean, it's still winter time in February. And, you know, people want to get warm. Some places are really cold. So what else can you do? Get down, get the nappy dug out, you know, get in there and just roll around in a sack and make babies. And that's what the Valentine's Day is in America. This is the true sense of it. It's just about, it's not about the passion and desire. I don't see that in the world anymore. I mean, you look at it like Christmas in a way, where once a year is supposed to be goodwill towards men. Like, we're all supposed to be able to socialize with each other and Merry Christmas and blessings upon you and all that, you know. But people don't really believe in Christmas. They don't believe in the supposed miracle of Jesus' birth. And they have to say supposed because they don't believe in Jesus. They don't believe in God, you know. That's one thing that I noticed years ago, that I mean, a while ago. I'm not just saying like 2 years ago or 4 years ago. I'm talking about a long time ago. I started realizing the shift in how people believe in some of these holidays, and Christmas being the number one. And I remember giving somebody a gift, and their kid a gift, and the kid was like this and that. And I'm thinking, this kid doesn't know it's Jesus' birthday. Like, he doesn't know that they're getting something. Same thing with a girl. I gave her something, and she's like, she uses it as a sense of like, as if, how do you put it? Like as if she's trying to be a hoe. Like she just wants a gift. Like, oh, you can give me this, or give me that. It was Christmas. It's a holiday. I'm not supposed to give you a damn thing every other day. Every time I see you, no, that doesn't mean I'm obsessed with you. It's a holiday. I'm giving you a gift on holiday. That doesn't mean that it's every freaking day of the week. And I ain't got no time to be giving some woman or anybody something daily when no one gives me shit. So, now, just be honest. That's just my opinion. But to think about it in a certain way, it's just that are these traditions, these holidays, these, as we call it in America, because most foreign countries, a holiday is going on vacation. But are these traditions truly being honored? Are they truly being used in the way they were created? Are they really there for the people that they were created for? I mean, for example, you can look at this whole month, and once again, I'm only referring to the United States of America. This month, February, is supposed to be Black History Month. Are black people doing something that makes it traditional that we all do as black people, or is it just individuals have their own independent way they celebrate their black history? And on top of that, when you think about it in the bigger spectrum, is the Asians doing their thing on Asian month, which I can't remember what month. I think it's September, which is weird because I think there's Cinco de Mayo or something, or maybe I get confused when Cinco de Mayo comes around. But still, it doesn't make any sense that the Native American Heritage Month, which is November, I think, is one day after Thanksgiving. So it's like, okay, what the hell is that? Do they actually celebrate it? Because the way it is traditionally is Thanksgiving is, a holiday where the pilgrims were supposed to mess with the natives and hang out and eat stuff. And then if you was to go to school, then they would always give you Thanksgiving and the next day off. I mean, it just makes sense. So who are celebrating these holidays for every race and culture, and how are they doing it, and what are they doing to support it? This doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, it doesn't. So when you think about that type of stuff, even though they're not considered, like Black History Month is not considered a holiday, a holiday month or hollow month. I don't even know how you say that and make logic out of it. But the thing about it is, every day should be a Black History Day, not just a month. Every day should be Asian American Day, and so on and so forth. Native American Day, it should be every day. Mexican Day should be every day. All this stuff should be every day. Why? Because it shows the heart of America is the people. And the people are all these races that's there. Okay? It's like we've been assimilated, people, into a way of thinking that only supports some kind of group, some kind of people that want to stick to a tradition that everyone long forgot about. And I'll be honest, the Constitution is one of those traditions that's long forgot about, because the majority of Americans, regular Americans, don't know it. When I say regular Americans, I mean the ones that ain't sitting there watching the news daily and can tell you every congressperson in the office, or someone that sit there and tell you they don't really know what their budget is when they're putting it into senior citizens or Medicare or whatever, stuff like that. We're talking about regular ass citizens. They don't know this stuff. It's like first thing I got when this month changed over was, or before it changed over, and they're like, "Oh, do you think it's going to be a cold winter?" Somebody asked me that. I forget how exactly they was explaining it to me, and I said, and I got this question asked to me twice before this month got changed to February, and I was like, "Oh, well, I don't know if the groundhog's seen its shadow yet," right? I get all this crap. It was, "Oh, you're back on that groundhog thing. You said that last year, or the year before that." And it's like, well, why the hell not? I believe there's a groundhog that has to see a shadow to tell you if it's going to be winter for 6 months or not. It sounds stupid. It really does. I know I sound stupid when I say it every year, but I've always thought like that. So it's like, what's the problem with believing in tradition and trying to actually follow that tradition? So the whole thing about it is do you focus on the tradition, or do you try to move into a new concept that's been created by multiple people, by celebrities, by entertainment, by the wealthy, or just anything that was trying to bring in their own 2 cents? Because that's the way we look at it. We're not doing Valentine's Day the right way. We're not loving everyone we truly love. Most people, especially women, I think, focus more on trying to find a guy to connect with so they can breed and have sex with. And that's why I said it's about sex. It's not about a true commitment and honor of relationship. Do you honestly see, like, a mother more saying, son, happy Valentine's Day, I love you, or daughter, not in a regular urban street setting? You don't. You see that mother running, trying to get dolled up so she can go hang out on the town and, with some other broads and try to meet dudes. Because if they don't got one, then that's what they got to do. But I warn you all of the toxic relationships and the signs of toxic relationships. And to rush into something without knowing nothing is foolish. And that's where it comes down to understanding that whoever it is you're trying to deal with to be in a relationship has to be somewhat on your level, or some form of understanding that you find beneficial to you and for that person. So this holiday is a fraud. It's a fraud to everyone who truly worked hard. And I have to say work hard because it's a 24-hour job if you truly want to be in a relationship with somebody. It's more of a work than work that you get daily when you go to your job, or work that you create for yourself. Like this type of stuff here. Like, honestly, it's like you got to make sure you understand the person. Get the person happy. What do they like? Should I go get them some cream cheese? They like cream cheese, or like, should I buy them this clothes? Or they might not want that. They don't like that type of style of thing. Oh, get them a video game. That's where girls are like, oh, I should get them a video game. No, I want them to pay more attention to me. I'm gonna buy a teddy or something, or lingerie, as they say. But that's the whole concept. It's a job. It has to be worked. You have to truly work at understanding the individual you're going to be with, and truly work at trying to improve yourself. I'm about to say poop or something. I was stuttering on my words. But yeah, it's like you truly have to work at understanding yourself, I think, and your negative sides as well as your positive sides, so you can truly be in a relationship by giving in your fullest. I think the problem with a lot of relationships is people don't truly understand themselves and their faults and their shortcomings. And so when the time comes and the relationship starts to fall, they blame it all on the other person. And I think the dumb part is they'll just go into another relationship with all that baggage, and the other person's the rebound person. Whether it be a man or a woman, they're always looking for a rebound after the relationship instead of trying to figure out what truly went wrong in the relationship. And I say this not just saying this stuff to just sound like I'm talking about something. I'm saying this from experience because I've been in multiple toxic relationships, seriously toxic, to the point where I sound like the only crazy man on the planet, where I go, this woman's trying to kill me all the time. Seriously believe this half the time. Like, the crap I've been through the past week or two since, Valentine's Day has been coming up, it's like, it feels like women are trying to kill me because they come out of nowhere and they're like, oh, Shelby, like I literally had one last weekend, or just, I don't know, because today is Wednesday, so 4 days ago, try to come on to me and was like, just went all buck wild and try to like get on the table and get all sexual, and I'm like, what the hell is going on, right? She was drunk, I don't know what the hell was happening. But the thing about it is, it's just not going to work if a person can't come on the same basic understanding level as that person that is trying to push that desire forward. And what is it that they truly like? Is it just that you look sexually appealing to that person, or is it because they think you got money? What is it? It's just got to be some kind of angle nowadays. There's nothing just straight up. You like that person's personality, and their way of thinking, and all that. But what I'm getting to, I'm kind of going off track. But what I'm saying is, I've analyzed it out of my many toxic relationships, and I try to see what's the flaw I have. After the whole thing everyone else does, where I sit there and keep tripping on the female, and I'm like, oh, she did this, and why did she do that? And she sabotaged me like this, and da 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 da. I can go on and on. She ruined my life. She took this. She tried to take my soul. Like stuff like that. So, I honestly decided that I started thinking about stuff like when some of them say, "Oh, you do this and you do that," and so I'm thinking about when I did this and did that. And then I think about the stuff that I laugh at, that I think that's just silly that I did. Something that's hilarious that I did, and it wasn't even intentional sometimes. But I'm like, oh, that's stupid. Like I walked in the room and did that, right? But it was funny to me for some reason. It wasn't funny for the other person. So you have to think about it like that. Is that person truly understanding why you're doing that? No, they don't understand why you're doing it. They don't have a clue. But this is the part where it starts to get violent, or verbal. How do they say it? Verbal altercations? With the other person. It's just like it just starts getting old real quick. And me, I'm at a point where if I'm going to be in a relationship with a woman, if I'm already starting off arguing with you over stupid crap, and I really don't know you, and I haven't did anything physical with you, then it's a waste of my time, and I lose interest quick. If everything you're saying is negative, I don't want to deal with you. You're not on my page. And ultimately, by the life goals I've set for myself that I'm trying to accomplish by all costs, to the best of my ability of all costs, then I don't see a point in us being together. Now, a woman's going to already have her goals, her plans, and her whole life pattern planned out already when they try to meet somebody to be with. And so, I'm not going to be the guy that's just going to drop my plans, my goals, and things to suit that need. There will be a time, whenever it is, that a woman will comply and join my side, my team, and be able to, follow the same goals and desires. And that will show that that person is truly, truly desiring me and capable of love with me. And that's exactly how it should be with everyone. If you have to change your lifestyle and drop everything you like and love that makes you you, then that's not love. It's not a relationship. It's settling. It's settling for less. It's complying to their nonsense, and it's going to end up toxic sooner or later. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. They like to say opposites attract, but to me, opposites just make it worse. I can go on about this in a certain way and try to make it sound like sell you a lie, pretty much. Like I pretty much just try to make it sound like I'm telling you the truth, but sell you a lie. And I don't want to do that. Love is difficult. It's all hell. One love that, Bob Marley, one love. But, the one love that you truly want is one where you have someone that you can trust. And trust is the biggest issue here in the whole thing, is you can't trust nobody no more. This is why I say it's kind of like a joke or a game or just a sexual day. Because how often can you truly feel like you trust the person you're with? Do you feel you can leave your stuff there and they're going to not do nothing? Do you feel like you can rely on them when no one else is around to help you? And if you can't, then what the hell are you doing? Or how many times they forget about you, say, oh yeah, I'll be there, and they don't come. Well, you chose that individual. You chose that type of life that will bring you down and just make you more miserable, and then you fight and stuff. But honestly, and this is where I say things is fake, because some women actually like the excitement of fighting. They like the drama. They like that negativity. They like that whole scene of just yelling and flipping out and yada 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 and bringing you down and whatnot. And so it gets tiresome. It's like any girls that's doing that, you want a thug, you want a gangbanger, you want some, Italian gangster mafia dude. You want somebody that likes to sit there and yell and argue and trip with you. And eventually, you're gonna end up with. And if you think you like it and you haven't been in one like that, then eventually you might as well just get ready to be a part of the group of women with the mental illness called battered woman syndrome. And that's when a guy beats a woman, his girlfriend or wife or whatever, constantly, but yet when someone tries to step in to stop him, she doesn't allow that to happen. She goes and attacks them and continues to still mess with this individual. And I've seen that more than anything else in society. And what's bad about it is the laws are set towards women. So when these things occur, even if the guy's not even trying to be physical or negative or abusive, he's going to jail. He's going to jail. Done deal. And with that threat out there of guys going to jail for all these things that women provoke by anger and stuff, it doesn't make love and relationships appealing. It makes it more of a threat. It makes it more of not even a threat. It makes it more of a weapon to use against men. And it makes women more the enemy. It's like being in a spy movie and the girl's hot and sexy and you want to go up and talk to her. You want to say, my name's Bond, James Bond, and you want to have a drink, and then the chick comes up, she pulls a pistol out of her purse, and it might be a Luger or something, and then her dress is all long and it starts to rip and people start shooting at you. And I can't remember exactly what spy movie that was. I think it was like Casino Royale or something, I don't know. But anyway, my point is that stuff happens. Okay, it really happens. Women really try to start stuff to deceive men, and then men go to jail. There's so many laws that women have to protect themselves as if they're the weaker species. I've literally seen women do the most outrageous acts of violence towards men, towards children, through people, period. And faster and a lot quicker than a man. A man has a material motive behind things when he does it. Sometimes it's like, if they're going to rob, it's because they need money to fix something, or they may need money to help something in the family, or pay a bill, or whatever. Is there some kind of reason behind it? A woman just does it to do it sometimes, and that's not cool. They need a new purse, so they're taking money. But why is it such a priority for some, I'm not going to say all women, but some, to break a man down, to destroy his mind, his character, who he is, to change him to be like some other guy you're in love with? Oh, we're going to go to the beach today because you went to the beach last week with some other guy, so now you want to do it with the guy you're supposed to be with, like that's supposed to be something special. How is it special with the guy you're with when you shared a whole different moment with somebody else? That's ridiculous. That doesn't make any damn sense. That means you're trying to create a whole different pattern to see if the guy you're with can be like the guy you were with. If that makes any sense. It's just crazy to me, and I don't get it. Women play those type of games. It's like they either want you to be somebody you're not, they want to change you into something you're not, and then once you are that thing that they want you to be, they're not satisfied. They're never satisfied. So this is why I say they have to understand yourself, truly understand yourself, before you get in a relationship. And when I say that, I'm not just saying that about men. I'm saying women too have to truly understand themselves before they try to get in a relationship, or don't get in one at all. If you're making every dude get away from you, then there's something wrong with you. I've seen some beautiful women, and yet they're single. And that's not for the ones that are shy and beautiful, and they, don't really talk to guys. But I'm saying the ones that are beautiful and yet, and very sociable, but yet they can't keep a dude. Why can't you keep a dude? There's something wrong there. There's something you're doing that's negative, that's just throwing men off. And there's a lot of y'all need to know how to talk to dudes. People be like, oh, men need to know how to talk to women. Well, hell, no one really sits there and tells a woman, you need to know how to talk to a man. And I'm saying this because literally I have women say stuff to me, and I'm just like, whoa, I don't want to hear this shit, and I'm gone. But then, just recently, there's been some uh, thing where a certain woman's been talking to multiple dudes I know, try to talk to me, and then all of us dudes have the same reaction. And it's got to be lonely. It's got to be miserable for this woman. And you can tell by how she talks. But just the thing about it, she's not aware of it, or maybe she is and doesn't see that it's toxic behavior. Okay, and I wasn't even gonna throw that out there, but in case this person's watching and tries to kill me. So, but as I said, this doesn't make any sense to me. How no one goes into this game of relationships with pure intentions, it seems like. And I have to say, that's sad. In a way, because the holiday is truly a sexual holiday, I believe it's demonic in nature that they don't go about it in a pure, honest way. God is supposed to be love. It's supposed to be compassion, understanding, and give you a meaning and purpose. God is supposed to be the empathy that we're all supposed to have, and the sympathy we're supposed to have for others. I believe the lack of people knowing of God and understanding Him in a true sense, not in I'm going to dress up because it's Sunday, I'm going to sit there and see if I can catch somebody. Because this is what people say. They say, go to church to find your mate. But what is that? That means you're going to church just to try to find the opposite sex. But are you going there for the Word of God? Are you going there to understand God? Are you going to pick up the book and start reading Genesis, Leviticus, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Samuel? Are you going to go read Mark and Matthew and Luke and Romans and Acts? And you're gonna get in there and actually read it like as if it's a story, or are you gonna sit there and actually understand Psalms and Proverbs when it's plainly clear and it helps you with life because it's exactly stating the things that's happening in life, the problems in life? Or are you gonna try to open your heart to something greater than you and realize you're just a speck on a twirling ball in a tiny galaxy amongst a universe of infinity galaxies? There's infinities. It's endless. There's galaxies on top of galaxies, underneath galaxies, within galaxies, beyond galaxies. And I'm saying this because I watched this crazy ass scientific show the other day, and they were going on about new theories, because the strings theory is one thing, and then you got Einstein's theory on relativity, and then they were going on about the anyway, that's science. But there was just too much, because now there's a new scientific theory because they put a telescope out there that travels across the universe, and you see all these galaxies that's beyond galaxies, that's big galaxies within galaxies, beyond all galaxies. Okay? My point being is this: you're a speck, you're a little tiny gnat, you're I don't know how they say it, you're just like a mite, you're a tiny little creature on this big toilet earth. You shouldn't be so selfish, so greedy, so incapable of compassion and desire. Like right now, there's tons of people out there who doesn't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and they feel sad and miserable because this day means something to some people. Obviously, I'm just going on, and I really don't care because I'm just going to play video games and take a nap and then get back up and I don't know, eat something in a minute. But my point is, is it's like, it's those people that truly take this day serious, and they lonely. They practice every year on trying to find somebody, and they cry in a ball somewhere about how they can't find love and stuff. And this is where I say you have to try to love everybody. If you're lonely and you see someone else lonely, go talk to them. You see someone that looks like they're sad, and talk to them. You might learn something new, something interesting. You see someone that looks like they're, really just upset about the breakdown, or look nervous or something, just to break the ice. Especially if you're an attractive woman or vice versa. You know, you see that someone of the opposite sex looks nervous, go talk to them. You might make their day. Hell, if more attractive women just walked up and talked to guys that aren't whatever the hell they talk about on YouTube and stuff, where they gotta be six figures and all that crap, just regular dudes, just go up and talk to them, and without trying to ask them for nothing and all that crap, just try to understand them. It might be a better world, you know. You might find someone that isn't Fabio looking or whatever that y'all looking for, and you'll be like, I like this person's personality. I like the way they feel, and then you will have that love of your life. It's not about finding someone that's just physically attractive. It's about finding the thing that's within the soul, and this is how you find your soulmate. And you can't find a soulmate without the Creator Himself, the person who created souls all together. So you have to have God within, and your soul will connect to the soul that connects to you and your God. And that's the bottom line. You know, that's it. Plain and simple. Everything else is irrelevant. And yes, you can do the whole tarot card thing, or, you know, astrology, and say that, oh, you know, my sign is connected to your sign and all that nonsense. It's really not nonsense. It's just the fact that people use it in the frame that every sign has to do with love and romance. It doesn't really. It has a lot to do with your character and the powers you can bring to this earth, either negative or positive. The inspirations and things that you can create and lead people to a path that might be beneficial for all. So you have to truly understand your signs. You just can't just walk up to somebody, oh, you're a Pisces? Oh, I'm a Libra. We're compatible. You're a Sagittarius? Oh, I'm a Taurus. We're compatible. No, you're not compatible. You're not. You're not compatible, because even if you sat there and listened to those the definition of the signs, the positive definitions, and within the negative, because no one ever looks up the negative. I told a friend this one time, because she's like, oh, I'm this and that, and all the positive stuff. I said, I want you to look at the negative stuff, because none of the positive stuff matched her perfectly with her sign. And as soon as she starts reading the negative crap, I started busting up laughing, because that was her. She's the negative part of that sign, not the positive side, you know. And that's where everyone gets it wrong. They look at the positive part, all the good stuff that's supposed to happen because of, you know, the reading, horoscope reading that day, or tarot card reading that day, and they're like, oh wow, this is perfect. It's not. That's the good stuff. You're the negative side. That's happening to you. That's happening to you. It's happening to somebody else. But honestly, everyone's character and personality is different, and yes, some people do fit in the categories of those things that are established within the horoscope or the astrology. But the problem about it is some people don't, and it has to do with their upbringing and the things they've dealt with in life, so they don't follow the basic rules of these signs. They're all outside the box, and so no matter what one they are or what not, but sometimes it's very easy and obvious to read a person because of their signs. You can sit there, talk to them, meet them, listen to how they move and body language, and so they explain your sign, they go, oh, I get it. Well, that's what you are. That's your problem. So sometimes it does work, but once again, you gotta understand both negative and positive. It's yin and yang. It's a pull and tug. You know, it's just like, another person's tugging on the other end. You know, so it's like it's give and take. You know, I can go on and on and on. Yin, yang, good, bad. You know, it's always two sides of stuff. So you have to understand that side that you're pulling on or tugging with. You know, if that made sense. But anyway, so what I'm getting at is this: there's always two sides of something. So you need that opposite side in life to create the family, to create the love, the legacy, the bloodline being passed down. You need that opposite side, and so it's more of a duty, an obligation of humanity for you to find the opposite sex. Okay, define your partner, your love mate, your husband, your wife, whatever it is. Okay, it's your obligation. It is your duty as a human to continue your bloodline to breed. No more of the selfish. I'm not gonna have kids. I hate kids. Well, someone hated your butt when you was a kid too, but they put up with your ass. That's the honest to God truth. I know I was annoying. I don't care, but yet people, like, oh, Shelby, grew up totally different guy. So this is the way it is. So quit denying your natural instincts to populate. Okay, God said, "Be fruitful and multiply." So do so, but do it wisely. And in Proverbs, they explain. Just read Proverbs. Okay, just read it from the beginning to, like, I don't know, Proverbs 20. In there, it will tell you a lot about how a deceptive woman is, a wicked woman, a bitter woman. It will also explain to you how you're supposed to interact with certain types of guys and people that betray. So it explains everything. I would suggest you read a proverb, because there's 31 of them. So today's the 14th. Read 14th. Read Proverbs 14, and you can do this all year long. Like 31 or 30 or 31 days. Proverbs, I mean, and every month has 30 or 31 days, except for this month has 28 or 24. I don't know what year it is. Maybe a leap year. I don't know. The funny thing about that, I remember this girl back in the day, and she was like, supposed to be like 14 or something. She was like, a teenager. We all were at that time. But she was saying, "I'm 4 years old." And I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about? You're 4 years old." Had boobies and everything. And I'm like, "What the hell? Is he 4 years old?" It doesn't make any sense. Leap years don't make sense. So, God, plain and simple. You can't be like 60 years old and say, "Oh, I'm 17." What? How did that happen? Like, I don't get it. Okay, so I'm just saying. So, and I'm a little on top. I hope I'm making sense with all this, and I hope people are understanding where I'm coming from when I'm talking about this stuff. But this is the thing of valuing yourself and valuing the person you love. Not belittling them, not making it toxic for the other person, difficult, unbearing, and just downright rude. You have to value yourself so you can value others. If that makes sense, it should make a lot of sense to everyone. If you can't value yourself and accept your accomplishments and your God-given talents, then who else would? And that's the truth. And I just think all of this can come together real easy if people take the time to sit back and get to just walk up and talk to people. I'll be sitting around somewhere outside, and some girl will just walk up to me and just start talking. And they'd be like, "Whoa," And a lot of guys, they get jealous like that. They be like, "How did you get her to talk to you?" And they're automatically thinking about doing it to her. Me, I'm trying to pick her brain. It's my normal everyday thing. And not in a way where I'm trying to manipulate her, deceive her, or take advantage of her. But I'm doing it to see if we have similarities or if I can learn something new. Because the girl might be a doctor. I might not know something. Like just the other day, I was talking to a female friend of mine, and she starts explaining this medical issue she's going through, and she's like, "What? How come you don't know this?" I said, "Because I'm a dude." I'm a regular guy. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And he started explaining all this stuff to me. I was like, wow. And that's why I enjoy talking to her. I learn things that I don't know about, but I have to sit there and analyze it without no pressure trying to mate and all this other stuff. So it happens. You can just sit there and get to meet people, and then most of the time, guys are afraid to talk to girls, and girls are vice versa. But it's time to drop all that. I say, because this is Valentine's Day, it's probably almost over for most of you guys. So just practice the rest of the year trying to socialize with people you probably would never socialize with. You might learn something, and you might grow more as a person and be able to find that value within other people as well as yourself to be able to love someone and create the bond that will be everlasting with the soul that's connected to yours. And with that all being said, this has been Moral High Ground, and it's morally right to do what I just said, is to find that connection, to get that bond with a soul that be connected to yours. And with, like I said, Moral High Ground. Peace be with you all. Blessings upon you always. Until next time, I am the great SLK. Peace.